Alright, what up y'all? Today we're gonna talk about why everybody plays Blue Gogeta now, right? You've seen it, I've seen it. All of a sudden this character spiked in popularity. What happened between the last patch or season and now that has this character on everybody's team? The biggest change in my opinion that made Gogeta Blue shoot up the tier list was being able to have better mid-screen conversions. Now that he can re-jump mid-screen off some great confirms and even confirm into ST after J2S anywhere, it opens up a lot for this character, especially with the new special tag mechanic. He can now DP from anywhere and allow you to special tag into Dragon Rush, even at the highest skill, and he eats, sleeps, and breathes damage. Alright, so since we already talked about the new changes he got in the recent patches and the system mechanics, let's talk about his normals. 5L. This button is great. It's a little bit of a curse, a little bit of a blessing, right? Super active. It catches delay wake ups and backdashes. You know, you mess up your timing, whatever, your opponent tries to back up, right? They're gonna get hit. Watch. I'll put him on guard all. He backdashes, still manages to get hit, right? That's so important to have in this type of game when sometimes backdashing is very powerful when avoiding your opponent's normals. But if you can't do that and you get blown up for it, that's one less option they have. Alright, moving on to another buff he got, I believe this season, right? At the start of season 3, 2L. This used to be a, I believe, 11 frame? 12? It was 11 or 12. It was 1 frame slower than 2M. Yeah, it was 11 frames, right? Super slow for a crouching light button, right? So they gave it justice and made it 2 frames faster, right? So now it opens up Gogeta's mix even better than what it was before. And of course he has 2M. This button is absurd, right? It's what, 3/4 of the screen, 12 frames. Man, medium starter, this is your go-to button in neutral. This is your neutral button, right? Kind of how, you know, Vegito has, you know, almighty 5M, right? Same thing, right? He's had it for a few seasons, right? 2 when he first came out, I believe, right? How long did he come out? Anyways, besides that fact, right? It's a great full screen poke, leads into medium damage. They explode off of it, so make sure you're using that button. Okay, now let's move on, right? 5M, kind of whatever, you know, standard button, right? Second hit of auto combo, you know, it's whatever. It's not too strong. 5L is definitely a great poke, but it's also a curse and a blessing, like I said, right? But it is a 6 framer, okay? So it's very important to note. He does have a 6 framer, like most of the casts, right, on his 5L. Some of them a little slower, but besides that point, most of his buttons are pretty good. 5H, yeah, kind of like your TLD button, right? Teleports, can avoid getting hit by some stuff because he does teleport, so keep that in mind. 2H, amazing 2H, right? Vertically, one of the best 2Hs in the game. Even has a little bit of a horizontal distance to it too as well. So he's definitely got blessed buttons for the most part. Okay, so now let's talk about his air buttons, right? JL is pretty standard, okay? JM, this, nah. Who thought this was okay? Who thought this was okay?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Alright, triple overhead. Alright, remember, this hits overhead 3 times. You have to block every hit overhead. You don't believe me? Observe. Oh, I crouched. Oh no. Oh, it actually crossed me up. This is nuts. I blocked the last one low, right? So if you block too early, you get opened up. I don't know who thought this was okay. Right, they took it away from the Gotenks, but they left it to Gogeta. That's nuts, alright? But keep in mind, one of his best buttons, probably if not his best button, right? It hits from so far. It allows point blank cross-ups, right? That you could easily confirm off of, right? Well, not me, because I'm bad. You know, but yeah, this is great for mix-ups. You just do it, it hits everybody, you confirm, they into max damage, and they explode. So please, use this button. Especially when you're approaching. It's multi-hitting. It's super easy to convert it off of if they get hit randomly, right? They get caught jumping or something, right? And then boom, you do whatever into a million damage. I don't know, you know, combos, but off a straight hit, air hit, I basically did 3k, right? Alright, now let's move on to his other air buttons, right? Jump heavy? Yeah, no, I wouldn't really recommend this button in the neutral because you're kind of just floating there for how many frames? 50 frames, right? Yeah, no, unless you're like covering yourself on your approach or something, yeah, no, you don't really want to do that. However, his other heavy button, right? J2H, okay? This button is phenomenal, and I'm going to show you why real quick. A couple examples, okay? First of all, it's an overhead, right? This button is actually an overhead. So if you block this low, you're gonna get opened up, right? He can't convert off of it, but the point is that it's still his turn, right? He can do this, for example, to the overhead. So if you do block that, right, he can go into after image Kamehameha. So if you double that with an, say, an assist or something, right, you can get some crazy mix. You know, you go command grab, whatever, right? Maybe you want to stay up in the air, do something like this, you know, then you float and go low, whatever, right? It allows for great mix-ups, right? Even if they do get hit by it, right, in the event that they do get hit by it, you can still cancel it and do mix whatever you want to do, right? It's still your turn. That's what's so great about this. So keep that in mind. It's another tool. It's more mental stack. Okay, let's talk about Gogeta's beam. It's a little bit special compared to the other beams because it's not a motion, right? It's just a button press. And in this games, when it comes to just pressing a button, you can cancel it into a vanish, even if it's on whiff, right? For example, he does beam, right? Whiffs, he can still vanish. So if your opponent, say, jumps over your beam and it looks like you're about to get punished, you can try to vanish to make yourself safe. The attempt of making yourself safe is always better than getting punished. If you get punished in the end, well, you try it anyway. But yes, it's a blessing that he can cancel this into vanish even on whiff, right? Same thing with J2S, right? Galagun. If it whiffs, he can cancel into vanish. But now, this button, right here, airborne, when you're going for mix, it's great. Reason being is that people get hit by same side Galagun, right? You go into 236H, and then you just get a gazillion damage for no reason, right? Get the hit, convert it to whatever, you get a bunch of damage. So this is great for same side mix. You've conditioned your opponent to block cross up IDM. Now you just jump, Galagun, right? If they block it, for example, oh, whoops, I'm bad, don't look at me. If they block it, you're out of there, right? You 236 anyway, right? You're out. You ain't gonna get punished. They're not going to be ready to punish this unless they're crazy and maybe mashing super dash or something. But even then, you're negative 21, right? Could maybe a little more. I think I missed my jump. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, I thought you could jump it. Okay, I'm just bad. Don't look at my inputs. Yeah, you can jump, right? Delay the timing to keep yourself safe. But yes, great mix-up opportunity. It's today relatively safe. Added mental stack and mix, right? And it's not something they can super dash either because they'll get blown up because it's a beam. All right, great. Now it's time to talk about Gogeta specials, which I personally think he does not have a single bad special, right? So let's start off with the first one, okay? 236H, you know, full screen lariat, right? Half a bar, medium starter. This is great, phenomenal move, especially because you can convert off of, you know, 5S into 236H full screen, right? And even if they, let's say, block it, right? You're like, oh, okay, let me call an assist, right? Now it's still my turn. Now you're gonna have to guess, am I gonna command grab? Am I gonna ID? Am I gonna dash up same side Galagun, right? Like, just like the things I showed you earlier, okay? There's just so much you have to look out for when this character just feels like doing this, right? It's a great special, okay? And even the medium and light ones have uses, right? When you're up close, you do the light, medium Rekka. After you do that, you call an assist, and then you can get potential mix, right? Because you can air dash cancel this, and you don't really have much recovery when you land. So keep that in mind. Every version of the Rekka has its use, okay? There's no bad Rekka that this character has. Now, moving on to his DPs, alright? They're also phenomenal. Light DP, right? You can use it on your wake up if your opponent, say, tries to IDM you or something. You hold special tag, boom, new mechanics, make you relatively safe. Keep that in mind. Of course, you have to love that his DP actually hits on both sides, right? So let me show you. He's behind me. It doesn't really matter because this hits both sides, okay? Light, medium, cover both sides. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of nuts. So if you think you're safe trying to jump over them, no, you're not. You're gonna get hit. Now, finally, this is, I think, the most war criminal DP I've ever seen. the H one. Reason being is that if they're close enough to the corner, you get a full combo, right? I don't know who thought this was a great idea, right? Like, who thought this was a good idea? I just want to talk. 3.1k. That's not even optimal. I don't even know the optimal combo. And you built the bar back that you spent. In fact, you build more bar if you do this correctly, right? Like I said, I don't know the conversion. Don't yell at me. I am so sorry. I don't know what to do here. I'm not a Gogeta player. I'm just giving examples. But even without me knowing what to do, I built more bar than I spent. That's incredible. So just remember, when your back is to the wall, sometimes you just gotta HTP. And for those of you that are making Gogeta block, watch out for the HTP, because as you've seen Yasha, you know, and Hikari and other people who play this character, an optimal HTP combo could do like 8k of your health bar. Yeah, nah, bro, you gotta be careful out in these streets, man. That move is kind of dumb, right? They get the corner, they make you explode, they build all this bar. Yeah, no, just be careful. Don't try not to get hit by HDP or any DP for that matter. You know, also, let's not forget, his DPs are also air okay, right? So you even have to be careful when trying to approach him in the air. For example, a super dash, right? You try to approach him, he does LDP, and then he just opts for a special tag here, and then you explode, right? So you have to be extremely careful. Light, medium, heavy, they're all crazy, especially the heavy version in the air, as it once again offers a side switch, and you can super dash, right? There's just so much this character can do off of anything, anywhere. So his presence, his screen control is pretty high up there in my opinion. It's very difficult to approach. So please be careful when you're coming at this blue-haired fella. Okay, now let's talk about his command grab, right? It's a little slow, you know, it's 26 frames, right? You can react to it. Sometimes it's 25. I guess it just depends where you are on the screen. I'm not sure how it works when it's a frame difference. However, this does have its uses, right? Sometimes you can catch people lacking in a block string or whatever you do, whatever, you know, command grab, boom, they get hit, right? So, you know, sometimes you can catch them, you know, jumping, floating around, right? They're jumping, they command grab, you command grab and hit them as soon as they land, right? There's definitely uses for this. Of course, there's also you get the hit, you know, you drag and rush, right? You call an assist, whatever, blah blah blah. It has its utilities, right? It has its uses. There's no reason you should not be using this, especially when you haven't used it for most of the set. You can catch your opponent lacking. Alright, so I talked about this a little bit earlier, the after image Kamehameha, right? The cool thing about it is you can choose which clone you want to be, right? If you hold up, you're the furthest highest clone. If you hold back when you do it, you're the mid clone. And then if you just hold S, you're the clone on the ground. So depending on what assist you have and what situation is, you can definitely get a lot of mix off of this, right? You could do this, you can float, delay air dash, you know, you could hold back, and then you could just do whatever, drag and rush, command grab, right? If you do the grounded one, you could IED. There's a lot you can do with this, right? I know I've seen a lot of situations where they even find a way to cross up with it while holding the back one. There's just crazy situations that you can make happen with after image Kamehameha. You just have to lab it with your team and see what they can give you in what situations. But yeah, I feel like this is a great move. And even if, let's say, you just let it rock, right? If it hits, you get a knockdown. That's actually insane, right? Even if they block it, for example, now it's your turn, right? You call an assist, you're like, oh wait, snap, that's crazy. And the best part about this is if they reflect it, you don't teleport, right? They can't punish you. So even if they're fast enough and react, you know, like a good player, that's fine. You're full screen, you're safe, nothing's gonna happen to you. So I definitely think there's reasons to throw this out. Not too often, because it's definitely a huge risk sometimes, because it's much slower. And since it's a special, you can't vanish unless it hits your opponent. So keep that in mind. Stick to 5S for the most part, but this does have its uses. Especially if you're trying to fake out your opponent or something, you know? Because I've definitely seen people do this. It's kind of messed up, but it works. But yeah, keep in mind, you have a lot of options with after image Kamehameha. Alright, so now let's move on to Gogeta Supers, right? They're all pretty much relatively the same. Not much has changed from them, right? You have the Arrow K Super. which I believe does the least amount of damage out of all the supers, but it does look the coolest. I will say that. Definitely looks way cooler than his other supers, except maybe Stardust Breaker. Alright, so Arrow K super, great to have. Obviously, having a level 2 is also great to have. If you need to squeeze out a little bit of extra damage, you just hold heavy during the super. Boom, you get the extra damage. Fantastic. Big Bang Kamehameha, I believe at max scaling is his strongest level 1. So this is what you should be going to if you have him on point and you want to squeeze out the most amount of damage if you're not going to level 2. Finally, his level 3 into his level 5. Pretty damn cool level 3 into level 5. Does great damage, right? I think he has one of the stronger level 3s in the game. I'm not sure. But the fact that he has a level 5 means if you need any extra little bit of damage and you have the resources, you should definitely spend it, right? One of the few characters that's privileged to have a level 5 in his repertoire. So when it comes to this character, the one thing he will never lack is damage. Alright, so now let's talk about Gogeta's assist, right? By far, his best assist is his A assist. Its frame advantage is only plus 29. That's pretty average. Most assists are 30 frames. However, the great thing about this assist is not the frame advantage, but the fact that 1, it's full screen, and 2, it causes a wall bounce, right? So it gives you so much time to convert off of it, right? That's always great to have. And at max scaling, it still allows you to get a Dragon Rush due to how the assist works by giving you a guaranteed wall bounce. Okay, now moving on, his B assist is an anti-air DP, right? So it's okay. I wouldn't really recommend this over his A assist due to this simple fact that its range isn't as far and it's not a true DP, right? You can hit him out of it, which you don't really want from a DP assist, especially when he has an A assist, which is as good as it is. Oh, I'm trading with it, but you see the point I'm trying to make. There we go. Now, finally, his C assist. It's pretty standard, right? It tracks you, you know, that's pretty cool. Its tracking isn't the best, right? And on block, you don't have much frame advantage. It's only 27, and if your opponent's jumping around, it's super easy for it to whiff. Like, look, he was jumping into him, and it still whiffed. That's pretty funny, actually. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it over his A assist. I believe that's it for his assist and pretty much the character himself. If I missed anything crucial, please let me know in the comments. Please remember to like, sub, comment. You know, maybe I'll do, I don't know, I don't think I've done Nappa. I'll probably do Nappa next. Have I done Nappa? I don't remember. I gotta look at the archives. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, sub, comment. Remember, this character is now a menace to the meta. Eminem, dude. Menace and meta. Anyways, have a good day. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, y'all.